All right, we're ready. Listen, appreciate you guys on a Sunday morning joining us on this one. So, a couple things. The market this week, we had the talk about that. So if you guys didn't see or didn't join us, you can watch the replay on our Discord group. We have a what's the name of that channel, champ?
The replay. Let me pull it up so I don't give nobody the wrong answer.
So champ would do that, and I'll just keep segueing in. So in Discord, we have a group where we every Zoom that we have a replay for, we would then post to that channel. So you guys just have to know to just go in there. Usually a day after the recording, we'll have it up. Not every recording, guys, we post. So some things you just have to be there for. And then if anybody knows, we always shut it off. And then at the end is kind of when we, we talk some stuff and we drop a lot. And if people listen, you can make money. If you don't and you come off, then you miss a lot of the calls that we make. So it's always good to go all the way through.
And I'm dropping it in the chat.
All right, yeah. So Champ's gonna drop the Discord in the chat. If somebody's not part of Discord, you'd want to get in there. We have a free section that's robust, and then we're building out different tier sections, and this is the reason for the call today. So last week we had the crypto crash, right? And for most of you who have just gotten into crypto, like if you weren't in crypto prior to 2018, this is kind of your first black swan event, meaning something that can cripple the entire industry. This is a pretense to what's probably going to continue to happen if I guess right. Champ broke it down to what happened with Luna. And it's unfortunate. I mean, Luna had a great ecosystem. I myself didn't invest in heavily into Luna. It just wasn't one of the projects that resonated with me. So, and not saying that I wouldn't, it is an extraordinary project, a blockchain. It's just one of those I just wasn't in. But for something to go from 120 to like where it's at now, definitely not happy about that being, a heavily active member in the crypto space. It affects us all, whether we lost money or made money. So, and then a lot of people are taking their lives too. So we're dealing with a lot of, young kids who, are making a lot of money in crypto, and, they haven't lived long enough to experience life. So this was a all-in thing for some people in crypto. So, and this is part of diversifying. So if you ever did lose in any sector, you have other things going that can still help you grow. So listen, crypto's at a crossroad right now. We're at a pivotal point. This champ and we've been talking this day since we got into crypto. We knew, and champ, you could break down the issues and the problem, and so they can kind of get an understanding of. Champ, you have a way of breaking down problem, solution. I just don't want to say it wrong. That's why I didn't say it. I'm putting it on you now.
Got you. So I didn't want to step on your toes, but guys, it's called problem, reaction, solution. Those three things always happen, right? Especially when you start putting government entities inside of crypto or inside of any financial markets. Is always these three: problem, reaction, solution. Never forget it. Right. So right now we're dealing with there's no regulations in the space. So because there's no regulations in the space, it's a double-edged sword, right? We know that the governments want to always control everything. They always want their piece of the pie. In order for the institutional guys who have the big money to come in, they want to know that the playing field is quote unquote safe, right? So what they do is they'll create a problem. It'll cause disarray inside the markets. The solution will be them stepping in, playing the superhero, right? So everything is always pre-planned. These guys, they think this stuff out, 10, 20 years, up to 30 years out. But they just do this to influence the world to be on board with what they want. So problem, reaction, solution. Always keep your eyes out for that. Anytime you hear some kind of news, there's always an agenda or a motive behind it. Always, 100% of the time. right? So this is the type of stuff that we're going to teach you, because you're going to have to learn how to dot connect, and this will truly teach you how to navigate the space, and you can really, really, really make some beneficial moves for yourself and your family with your investments by doing so. So this is hyper important. I want y'all to make sure y'all focus on that, and I'll drop it in the chat as well, so y'all will have it.
All right, so listen, yeah, last week was a doozy. I'll be honest with you. I and whoever's been in this early with me, you kind of see what the portfolio is, but this is the same thing that's happening on the stock side. So this is all, this is across all investment sectors and vehicles. Now, our job is to really assist in minimizing, but again, spot calls, like spot is basically purchasing a crypto asset, a coin or a token, and buying it on spot, meaning holding it. Let me just mute everybody. So my spot portfolio is a long-term portfolio. I'm looking at going past mass adoption with a lot of things that I'm holding. So when it goes down 30, 40, 50%, this flow happens all day. You can look at the history of any cryptocurrency on CoinMarketCap and you would see pricing going up and down. And once it starts to break certain levels, it's like, Ethereum's not going to go down to $1. At that point, it's just, it's done. So my investments overall long-term are, they're not where they were 2 weeks ago, or even in October was my last high, but that doesn't matter to me because I'm in it for mass adoption, meaning when regulations come and institutional money comes in and the playing field is set, that's where my wealth is. So I think a lot of you come into crypto with this get rich quick mentality because the headlines there show you that there's so much money to be made in crypto, and there is. But the one thing I do want to assure you guys is there's only 4% of the population currently in the world is in cryptocurrency. So you're part of a very elite group right here. Wall Street, they're up 1-0 from last week. And this is why I made the call I don't go to Twitter. I don't go to YouTube. I stopped doing that, right? I used to do it early on, but some guys used to sway the way that I think. And I still do go, but only after forming my thoughts around something. So when the Luna thing happened, I said, you know what? I'm going to hedge Luna on a long, because I was there for Doge. I was there for Sheeb. I was there for Safe Boon, like all the meme pumps. I was there for them. I didn't retire on any one of them, but, made some good bread. So when I looked at the Luna situation, I said, you know what, we followed the wallets to know exactly who created this and what they made, right? So it was BlackRock. So what these guys are doing now is they're going after the blockchain algorithm. That's what killed Luna. It wasn't that we left the project or all the investors, just left. These guys orchestrated what was it, Champ, 900 million?
Yeah, 955 million. Yeah.
This is how much they made, guys. And if you look at that chart and put it on 5 minutes, this thing happened within like 15 minutes. It was 3 tickers when I watched it. You're dead in the water. We're talking about people that were holding $120, pricing, right? Because a lot of people just got into Terra. I would say probably like last month when they bought that Bitcoin holding. And when I heard it, I'm like, I'm not a guy that would really want to hedge and have Bitcoin as my reserve. Right. It's just a little too volatile for me. There's a lot of uncertainties and it does nothing. And I'm not saying that it's a bad investment. I'm just saying for me and the way that I look at crypto, I'm more about utility, case use. I want to invest in infrastructure. This is what I want to teach you guys how to do is once you could invest in land in crypto, then anything else that's built on top of it, we don't have to be so reactive to it. Right. So when Champ picks his spot calls out and he looks at a blockchain, we focus on security. Security is something that's going to affect everybody. Right. So when we're giving you the security plays, just know that in the future, the companies that we're giving you are going to be the McAfee's. Right. So we're just looking at how the .com era created so many sectors. And the same thing is happening now with the positioning, but we just don't know who. So this is where we have to, follow intensely in who the group is, what are these guys' backgrounds. And now we're starting to see more transparency in the industry. And you're seeing a lot of institutional investors investing in these cryptos. So Nexo, Fidelity, right? You're starting to see a lot of Visa, MasterCard, crypto.com. So Champ and I just put the connections together. You guys can see the headlines and know that mass adoption is here. The regulations is what's stopping everything from moving light speed. So the purpose of today's call is, so we started this group back in late October, let's say November 1st was kind of the top of the month, right? And we kind of threw you guys, whoever's on here, we threw our initial group into the fire, right? And we didn't really give them what I felt was a good foundational understanding of crypto. And they did a tremendous job with understanding futures and KuCoin. But and we put out the Futures 101 ebook, but the feedback that we've been getting with the ebook is just a lot of people just don't like reading and just learning on their own, right? That one's a little tough. So we are going to change the format up going forward into June. And we're going to have several groups. So the last couple of weeks, and I appreciate you guys as newbies coming on, whether it be Herman or if you heard from somewhere else. So when I'm on with you guys, especially on IG, it's been the same thing. Where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? So when I present you the ebook, which is Beginner's Guide to Cryptocurrency, tremendous book. And then the ultimate guide to security. So together, before you enter cryptocurrency, you just need to have a foundational understanding of what cryptocurrency is, what exchanges are, what exchanges you need, what the sectors are. And that's what the 101 book gives. And then the security book is to help us alleviate what's happening throughout the space, right? An unregulated space means you can get taken for a ride, but the upside to the unregulated space is you can make a lot of money. I made the call for Luna. I'm not telling you guys to put thousands of dollars in it. I did $100 and yesterday or today. Yeah, yesterday it dropped a little bit more. I put another little bit in there. That's enough I'm good with it going to zero. The reason I made the call is, for one, I'm following the recovery plan that they have, right? So a lot of institutions have reached out to Terra on, giving them money. I've seen billions already floating into the space. And then we have investors like us who are banding together. And this is what intrigues me the most. So if this thing could have the backing of like Reddit, the Wall Street bets type of vibe, this can really shoot up, right? Because it's already floating around the crypto world as Wall Street created some bullshit. People lost their lives over this, guys. This is what I'm telling you. These institutions, when they come into this space, they're not going to care what they do. They do it in the stock, they do it in every market that they touch. I'm in real estate. I've seen what institutional guys do to real estate, and it's disheartening. The amount of properties that they own and how they, increase the rents and they're holding on to all this inventory. Anything that Wall Street touches fucks up. You know what I'm saying? But if you're on the right side of things, you can also make some good money, right? So with that, when I looked at the Luna situation, I said, that's our first cryptoverse institutional beef ever, right? This has not happened to this magnitude. Now, are guys like Elon Musk and them pumping and dumping all day? I can live with that, right? Because that's a short-term effect. But the ripple effects of what happened last week, 90% of my family's net worth is inside of crypto. Like, that was bullshit. But again, what keeps me grounded, and not just the meditation, everything I do is part of my daily life, but just knowing that this ain't nothing. Okay, they're gonna play around with this, guys. This is not the last time this is gonna happen. So like Champ just gave you the setup for what's about to happen. They are going to attack every stable coin and infrastructure. Why? Because the stable coin is the number one thing that the government's going to come in to regulate. That's the first thing you have to do, right? So before you start to build an economy, you got to figure out what the currency is and who's going to be in control of that, right? So write this down. It's USDC. That's going to be the government-backed fiat. Not saying that all the other ones are going to go away. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you that the one that the government's going to back is going to be USDC. And you can look at the charts now, and it was the only one that was still pegged. And actually, it was trading over $1, while everything else, Tether might have lost a penny or two, 99, 98. But stable coins tend to be, that wasn't code red for me. So all the messages I got the other day, guys, Tether's not going anywhere right now, right? Nothing's guaranteed, but I'm just telling you that between the history that Champ and I know and how deep Champ goes with Tether, these guys mint like it's no tomorrow. You know what I mean? They're worse than the government. They pull shit out. And I'm grateful for Tether, and we all should be, because when you start to understand, like when they print, Bitcoin runs, and then everything else helps, I have nothing bad to say about Tether right now. But what's going to happen is when the regulations come in, the first thing the government's going to do is they're going to want to see the books, right? If you show $50 billion in fiat, stable coin, then you have to have a 1-for-1, right? And it's ironic that it's the government that prints money like no tomorrow, backed by nothing, could regulate a space like this. Another pivotal point was Nancy Pelosi. She joined the crypto committee, right? So now start looking at the senators that are on here, guys. We're talking about ultimate capitalists, right? And if it's not the senators, it's their spouses. And I'm not saying there's no male senators who have females trading or wives trading. I'm just saying that when the information flows from government, it tends to, they make a lot of money in the markets, and they're gearing up for crypto right now. So all we're doing is we're following the information, and then we're following the money, right? And Champ and I, that's all we do every day. So now this is a new aspect of crypto, because it's really following, because the government part of it is unfolding, even though Champ and I do believe that they've been part of this since day one, right? They're just going to appear dumb. They're going to discredit a lot of things in the industry, which is going to cause chaos. So this is where Champ and I say I like to say 99%, but 90% of the industry is going to be wiped out. Right. And that's not a bad thing, because there's just so much trash out there, guys. You can go, you go on CoinMarketCap, I'm not saying don't go past it. I do go deep on projects that don't hit CoinMarketCap top 100. But for you guys right now, I wouldn't go, 10,000 down on the list unless Champ and I are really positioning you guys to look at a project. And I've seen projects go that Champ called that were 10,000 on CoinMarketCap list that broke the top 100, right? Ape was another one. Ape came out from nowhere. So projects will come in solid spaces, and overnight they'll just blow up. So I can tell you that every time there's a down market, there's a lot of money to be made, because everything has to pick up again. So if you look at Ethereum getting down to 1,800, if you guys would invest it in that, you're up to 2,075. It is going to pick up what it's going to pick up, right? Meaning we're going to get back to our original levels. The Terra situation created instability, right? Crypto guys true crypto investors aren't worried about that, because that was manipulation. People who have paper hands, some of you newbies that come into it, that see it, this is exactly what they want, guys. You know what I'm saying? This happened in the 90s. There were so many tech companies that got wiped out in the 90s. Remember, there's only a few behemoths that came about, and then a lot of great companies. But when we're talking about the big tech companies and the surgence of the 90s, you count on one hand who came out of that. So crypto is gearing up to do the exact same thing. Champ and I know what the top companies are in crypto, and for the first time, and we've done some one-on-ones with people privately who were ready, for the information. And I think it's just time now, because this year is the war on the stablecoin and DeFi products. And then I'll say by next year, it's going to have to be this administration that touches it. So I'd say stablecoin would probably be at some point early next year. You'll start seeing it starting to be regulated, which I'm all for the regulations. But with the regulations comes the bullshit, right? So they have to make it seem like some things will live, some things will die. You'll start to question everything that Champ and I have told you, or everything that you've heard. I'm just telling you that don't do it, because if you can see the power of Wall Street, if Wall Street can create one algorithm adjustment in a day, 15 minutes, make $1 billion and crash an entire industry, and that's BlackRock, right? That was one company. So just imagine the power of what these guys can do when they get into the space. So I'm just telling you that, and not that the spots we gave you were bad spots. Those were companies that need to grow, right? So in the 90s, you didn't care about McAfee and security, right? Because it's tech, right? Just get it out there. And then it's like, all right, problem, solution, right? So we're gearing up for the same exact things here. So to segue, and then we're going to go right into the question and answer, because we have some questions for you guys, and we just want to get the feedback so we can finally put this university on the course to where Champ and I have set it for. We have a lot of products. We have a lot of ebooks. Everything was separated, separate sites. So we're working on a home site. So right now we have a free Discord, which anybody can go into and watch the news. A lot of you aren't keeping up with the stuff that we post in there, and these are things that connect dots. So when we're posting, you got to spend some time in crypto, right? Anybody who made the millions in the 90s, it didn't just, granted, if you get the protocol from us, you can set it and forget it, right? We're confident in that. You can set it and forget it. Put a little bit of money. Everything on that protocol list is under $2 right now. And right now they're at a huge discount. So when you get these coins, these particular coins are going to be the ones that are going to make the world permissionless and borderless. Meaning right now, in order to send money across the country, you have to use, we're currently using Swift code, which is a bank code that's specific to a bank that, back in the day, you have to go in your bank and you fill out this long form to do wire transfers. Today, they got a little bit better. You can do it online, but then there's still the capabilities of the amount that you send, the hours and days that you can send it. So with crypto, there wouldn't be any of that. You can send large amounts of money in seconds without the need of a middleman. This system is in place already around the world. A lot of world banks have signed up for it already. It's in the news. Just people aren't listening, right? People tend to listen to Bored Apes and the things that make the most noise. But that's not the crypto sector. That's just a very small part of it. But the guys that are going to build the wealth are going to build the wealth in what is going to control how the money moves in the world, right? The main ledger. So Champ and I gave you the first one for free on one of our calls, and we'll do it again. So write this down, guys. XRP. It got down to 30 something cents. I don't know if anybody hedged in and gained, some coins from that, but it's on KuCoin. You're not going to find it on Coinbase. A lot of people delisted it during the as it's going through the SEC court case right now. That case is over. There's no more discovery. Champ broke it down the other day. They pushed it. It was supposed to be summer. They pushed it back to December. He was already abreast of the situation to say, listen, we knew that this was going to happen, right? You're just, the government's not going to take a loss and not have their ducks in order, right? So this is exactly what's going to happen, guys. When is it, Champ? November, December?
November. Yep.
Yeah. So November case comes about, but right before November, you're going to see some other guys coming into court, right? NFT projects, celebrities, they're going to start targeting influencers, you name it. People are going to start coming in, right? So they're going to try to tie the NFT market to securities. And the easiest way to get all eyes on people is by bringing in some of your favorite celebrities who have been pushing projects. Right now, they're going to say, oh, you were part of a security. And then they have to do a whole bunch of, they're just going to parade this shit in the news, right? We're going to be calm as a fan because we're already telling you this. So you can go right back to this video in October. You can say, oh shit, Stephen Champ told us this. So, and this is why I tell you guys, when you come into the group, it's not one of those things where you just come in and you eat and then you leave. You have to wait until mass adoption. And even if you left the group, I encourage everybody to at least stay abreast of the situation, right? So free Discord, free news, and we're going to be a lot more consistent with the news. That's the first product. The second product we have now, and some of you are part of it, is the VIP group. Champ, just drop the link to the VIP group in there. Gotcha. If you're not part of the group, just look at the link. It includes a lot of things. There's a certain section in Discord that the free can't see because it's only unlocked through VIP. So in the VIP web link that he'll drop, you'll see everything that you get for that for $50 a month, right? That one's been rolling for a while. That was the first product. A lot of guys in there are trading futures daily. And what that means is it's just like trading stock options. You're day trading cryptocurrency with calls that we give you. So we actually give you, the coin, the entries, you have your target exit points, and then you have your stop loss that's going to protect you. Market's volatile, so you can make a lot of money. I think we've had a transition where our group was getting spoiled by 100, 200, sometimes even 300% wins, right? But then when this market starts to turn, we were dealing with China and Evergrande, which is still not off the table. Then we were dealing with the pandemic. So it was hyperinflation, the war, and,
Yep.
and then just the cost of living going up right now. So this all markets are not stable. So the VIP group has these daily calls that go out if you want to make a little bit of money, and you could trade with as low as $1. But what it does is it gives you the coins I pick are actually good products that you can look into holding also, right? I don't go too deep into things that just really don't matter. These are all good projects to keep you not only the opportunity to make money daily, but just kind of keep you abreast of what's happening in crypto. So when you see these same coins, we urge our students, listen, study those projects a little bit, see if it's something you like about them, and let's bring it to the table. Now, the one thing Champ and I failed to do was you haven't seen enough of us. As much as I have these 5-hour classic videos on the internet, that's done, right? So I'd rather, you're going to see spurts of Champ and Steve for 30 minutes weekly, a few times a week. So we're going to do a weekly segment for everybody. And then we'll have, depending on what group you're in or where you come in at, you'll have access to us on the within your group on a weekly basis. So the Skype and VIP, you dropped the link, Champ?
Yep.
Okay, so just go look and just see everything that's included in it. That's automated. So, once you pay, it charges you automatically. Just make sure, your card is updated. And that the charges actually come from PayPal. The next thing that we're doing, and this is the most important one. So in the last couple of weeks, if you guys know, I spent a lot of time with you guys just on IG and just other areas. And it's been taking up my time, but I'm all good with it because I've learned a lot. So everybody's like, the main question is, Steve, where do we start? And we usually always push you to the 101 book and then the security book. So what we did was we created the security book and we're giving you the 101 for free. So basically, in essence, you're getting crypto beginner's guide 101 and the security, how to protect yourself. And there's something called like a cold storage, wallets. So this is another thing that we teach you guys is how to protect your crypto and get it off these exchanges. Right. So you're going to start right before regulations. You're going to start to see a lot of scammers. A lot, this is kind of their last chance before, because when regulations come, you're going to have insurance and things like that. Right. That's going to be a part of what the exchange has to offer you. So someone's going to be accountable for our losses at the end of the day. But prior to that, people are building out robust situations to try to get as much money as possible out of here. And that's going to continue to happen in tech. And guys, please, let's not think that scamming just started when crypto came about. People, every industry goes through this, bootlegging from the beginning of time. So miss me with the problem is with crypto, right? The scammers are guys who were scamming. They're still scamming the US dollar and the fiat in different ways. And they're just moving here because it's just a digital space. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're one keystroke away from losing. And if, $100 could be a lot for somebody. And then you could be like Champ and I, where you could lose 6 figures. Right. And the worst part about losing the 6 figures is that was supposed to be mass adoption money. So the story hasn't finished. So what might cost Champ 150 at time, you start to 100x that coin that he lost, which was XRP. The numbers is in the tens of millions. Right. But that's just something that we have to live with. We're in an unregulated space. We didn't have to get in early. So part of picking up XRP for 31 cents is buy it, protect it, right? Because when it gets to 1,000, right? Champ and I look like geniuses right now. There's 5 more coins, guys, and there's more to come, right? And we stay abreast of it. So we're gonna put out the 6 coins. It's already done. The packages have been done already. It's just as the news comes in, we were still growing it, and we didn't feel like it was really prepared for people who didn't have a good understanding of the market. Granted, I have high net worth guys that I've trained on this, and they don't care about what's happening. They're just like, Steve, I have trust in you. These coins seem low enough. Everything you gave me seems okay. The dots are connected. We give you proof. And then once you get the proof, it's like, all right, listen, you got to get that ledger. You got to pull these things off and don't plug them in. Right. Just wait. The pumps won't come until after regulation, because that's when the money's going to pour in. So 4% of the population, remember, 100% of the population in the world has to be on cryptocurrency. That's the only way people are going to get paid around the world. Every fiat in the world is going to be digital, and we're already there. So if you want to question it, tell me the last time you had cash in your pocket. I don't carry money, right? Debit, credit, all the new fintech companies, Cash App, PayPal, everything has already been digital. Now it's a matter of when this crypto space expands. And then I think the confusion with people is they see a lot of these projects as currencies, and I'm like, well, you can't look at it like that, right? They are currencies, but just think about if Nike stock that you own, you were able to buy at different places, you can liquidate your stock, or your Amazon stock that you're holding, or your Tesla stock you can use at your local grocery store, your movie theater, or your car wash. So all they're doing is they're allowing companies to create their own ecosystem, meaning any one of us, Skype and Crypto University could be an ecosystem, right? Where we have a product, you guys buy into the product. If the product has a good case utility, we'll have more people and the product can grow depending on what we're investing in, right? So example, I'm in real estate. I can create a coin around my real estate investments. Everybody that invests in my coin invests in what I do, right? So if I'm giving high earnings and returns back, in the sense of traditionally, we usually give it back, partnership agreements or, 1099s, or however, we feel whatever. And granted, a lot of the real estate investing is not being done correctly. Like you just can't have unaccredited investors, but we call you guys partners and we kind of bypass that. So if I'm and I'm actually working on a coin now to tie into my real estate. So anytime I have projects that come up, it could be funded by the project. Not only that, but when rents and sales and increases in values of property, or when new properties come about, everybody eats on it, and you're paid dividends basically at the end of the day. But it's our own ecosystem. Now, if I wanted to, if the coin got big enough and we wanted to tie it to everyday use and purchases, that's an option, right? But I'm not in crypto to go to the movie theaters. That's not what I'm in it for. I'm in it to really build wealth. By 2025, it's on. It's either you're in or you're out, right? And we're gonna have the same conversation in a couple of years. And I tell guys, right, because they're like, oh, this stuff sounds Chinese. But one guy this morning, I said, well, listen, if Chinese meant that in 3 years you would become a multi-millionaire, you'll be able to retire, would you learn Chinese? And he said, of course. So let's not discourage ourselves before we even get in. The reason you feel discouraged is because you're probably discouraged with the way that your finances are looking now, right? And I'm discouraged with the way the finances are looking now. It's a bunch of variables that are happening in the world at the same time that's creating instability. No matter how much money you make, you're not making, the only way that you can hedge against this is if you make more money, right? That's the only way. But outside of that, cost of living is going up, wages are staying flat or even decreasing, right? A lot of our people aren't in positions to get these high paying jobs. I tell guys, listen, if you want to add to this situation, these blockchain companies, people are paying minimum 150,000 right now for Web3 developers. And these are all things that are easy. So if you want to pick up a new skill set, try to position yourself around this market right here. There's not a lot of people that know what they're doing. And there's a need for more people, right? So all these, these new blockchain companies, they're hijacking the Google and Apple guys right now. So there's like a whole war going on for the smarts. So, figuring how to add more to your skill set to then add more value to then make more money, or you're just going to be part of a marketplace that's probably going to be eliminated by artificial intelligence. And that's not probably, it will be eliminated, most jobs, right? So at that point, this is where we talk about universal basic income. And we've had that talk already. So the free Discord, I would urge everybody to get in. Champ, if you want to just drop that Discord in there, or even just the main link for all our products, and that way they'll have the sheet.
Gotcha.
We have the VIP, which he dropped in there. That's the $50 a month. Just go through the list and you'll see everything that you get with that. And then this is the one that's the most important to me, the Skype starter situation. A lot of people they don't have a good foundational understanding. We're in these DeFi projects that are making us money. So people want to go where the money's at. The risk is there for sure. But what's happening is a lot of new guys are coming in and they don't have a wallet. They don't know how to transfer. They don't know how to do anything. So if we're going to make a call really quick on Luna or something else, and this is going to happen a lot in the next couple of weeks, if you don't even have an exchange, you miss everything, right? And times like this are probably the best times for newbies to get in, because not only are you buying low, but there's so much more upside, right? So now you come into crypto making money, not so much taking your investment and then having it deplete. There's like legit things right now, guys. There's coins right now that are down 40%. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that they're going to pick up. It's just Champ and I historically have the data on it to know that they've all rebound, right? Now, if the issue with Luna was truly a blockchain issue with instability, the entire crypto market's wiped out. So it's not that the blockchain is not safe. It's just the way that they had their algorithm was disrupted by a company that said, you know what, we can buy this at a discount over the counter, because when Wall Street comes with this bag, you're not going to deny it. So what BlackRock did automatically, and Champ, if you want to just go into that story real quick so they can just have some of them might not have heard the last call, but just the shorter version of what happened.
With Luna.
Luna, yeah.
All right, so give me 1 second. I got you. I'm toggling mad screens, y'all. Give me 1 second.
Just go ahead. I'll just keep going on the starter. So for the starter pack, and this is important for me because these are the people that are going to be underserved in the community. And I don't think the 101 book is effective because I don't know what you're doing with it. So Champ and I are creating a 30-day program for anyone who's new to crypto. Even if you've been in crypto, I still think that you need to take it. I'm talking to guys who don't have security parameters on their exchanges. You're bugging, just some of the basic stuff, but I get it. You don't know, right? Until you have to do something. The exchange doesn't force you to do your security until you have to either send money out, but they'll let you put the money in and not be secure, right? Which is totally stupid. So we're going to walk you through the process of everything that's in that 101 book, but you'll have us both giving you a good foundational understanding of what exchanges to use, how to set up the exchanges, how to properly secure your exchanges. And then we go into the sectors. So we're basically taking a more hands-on approach in 30 days where you have full access to us. So at that point, I think once everybody graduates that program, they'll then be able to go into, Skype and VIP or just wherever. I mean, they might feel comfortable enough to buy a few things here and there and not feel compelled to be all in crypto, right? So I don't want you guys to feel like you need to be in crypto right now. You need to understand crypto right now, because when it does hit, it's going to move so fast. And if you didn't get the basic understanding, you're just going to be a user at that point. Like when Cash App dropped, you just got it because everybody else got it, right? But you're not making money with it. So we're just showing you that there's an industry where you can, for every keystroke moving forward in Web3, you can make money. For every music that you listen to, you could possibly be the 15% owner in that music. And these are all the things that we bring to the university. So because crypto is robust, I have some guys in the back that we work with who are like, Steve, it's moving a little slow for them in the VIP. They want to take a little bit more risk. Champ has a bunch of products that he researches. I have them. They're risky, but for guys that have money, they can get inside of those plays. If you don't have money, then there's no point in going big on plays, right? Because you just won't have anything to really play with so much. So we're going to create. So we have the VIP, we're going to create a VIP elite group. And that elite group is, again, they're going to have one-on-one access to Champ and I every month. We're going to have more products to put in front of them. We'll have risk levels on every product. But remember, we make money and we keep the money moving.
Would you be interested in collect?
So the elite is going to be the top tier monthly membership that's just reoccurring. Cancel at any point. But like I said, we're going to be giving more to that group. The problem with the VIP is we have guys who are in there that aren't really actively investing, right? Still a solid product with information, for the 50 a month. But the elite takes us to a place where, you definitely want to be in that space if you want to really change your life in this space. It would encompass like different industries and then how crypto is going to transpire it. Like we would have deeper level conversations. I think right now, if we try to do that with our VIP, the engagement is just not there to get it back. So we need elite guys who are willing to do a little bit more. And Johan, I don't think he's on the call, but he's one of our guys from the October group. And he's finding DeFi products out there and he's bringing it back home. So when you're part of an elite club, you can get access to more information because everybody is doing their research. And that's kind of the point. But if I have guys that are inactive, then they don't know what's happening. They're not bringing things back to the tribe. And the currency is just not circulating correctly, right? Because everybody's just waiting for that one big pop. And it'll come, trust me, the big pop will come. There's one almost every month. So that would go to the elite because why? Because you're prepared and then the timing to be there. So you don't have to wait for Champ and I to post something on Instagram. They're not even showing our posts. So a lot of people aren't even getting it. And I refuse to pay ads to my group. So this is where you have to, no matter what community you're in, we have to get off these social media platforms, because they're like Black financial literacy. They don't like that, period.
I'm
You know what I'm
shadow
saying?
banned.
So it's as we are better off shooting each other, and we would get more followers and more visibility. So I'm just showing you how this is corny. We've been known it. It's not new, but it's new for me because I've never had, my page used to be private prior to me opening up for the university. It's strictly my family. Now I mix it with, my work, but now I start to open it up and I'm like, wow, we have no ownership in here. You know what I'm saying? So moving to, and this is why everybody's moving to Discord, or there's groups in Telegram. It's to get you off of their servers and put you on a private server where we own the data, and whatever we talk here is what we talk here. Nobody's going to cut our live off or do whatever. So go ahead, Champ, with the, so we're just going to segue back into what happened with the Luna situation, just so you guys understand. It's not, trust me, regulations would have helped this, but Wall Street is going to continue to attack in this way. But we're going to continue to be vigilant in, one, protecting ourselves, and two, that even if we did take a loss, we're smart enough to make the adjustment to figure out when it's going to go back up again, and then we mitigate it by winning. So go ahead, Champ.
All right. So just this is going to be, I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible to follow, because it's a lot of moving parts, but this is what makes it so brilliant, right? As you all know, anything that happens in cryptocurrency, it's on the blockchain, right? So everything is on there, it's viewable, and you can't dispute it. It's there. This is what the blockchain is for. All right. So with this situation, BlackRock and Citadel were two entities that made this happen. So BlackRock, they invested in a company called Circle. Circle is an automated moneymaker service that focuses on stable coins, right? So once they invested in Circle, they are a USDC issuer. UST, which is Luna's stablecoin, became their competitor. So what they did was, this is where the brilliance happens, right? So they borrowed 100,000 Bitcoin. They sold 25,000 of it to Tether and bought UST, which is the competitor. They then sold 75,000 Bitcoin and they shorted Luna. Luna is the main company that their stablecoin is UST, right? So once they sold that, they dumped the UST on Curve while the liquidity was moving from the 3 pool to the 4 pool, and it caused the depeg. It caused the money to no longer equate to what it was. This is what caused the massive drop. And then what they did to continuously cause the depeg to deepen, or the price to drop even more, they continuously sold the rest of UST, and it created like mass hysteria. It caused FUD on Twitter, Reddit, all socials, all throughout the financial markets. So all these big wigs that had a lot of money, when you spread information like this, it makes people panic. And when they panic, it basically, you make people do what you want them to do. When you cause people to be scared, it'll make them sell. So now you have to think about, they've already sold, but they already made you scared. Now you sold. This further creates chaos in the markets. When you have that type of uncertainty, they can just keep putting sell pressure on one product, and it'll cause the depeg to just keep going down, keep going down, keep going down. And by that time, people were liquidated. So this is why the market looks like this. Luna went from $120. It was $119.53 to be exact. And it dropped all the way down yesterday, all the way down to 0.003 of a penny. So it went below zero. But this is how, and I know it's a lot of details, a lot of moving parts, but this is how these guys, these big institutional players, these guys who got these big bags, they can come in and they can influence and manipulate markets. But they do this all the time, all across financial markets, not just crypto. So like Steve said, just to reiterate, you can definitely miss us with this. Oh, it's just crypto. It's not. It's bad actors. It's players like this, because what they did was a money grab. They were able to pull off $955 million. They almost made $1 billion in a day. So think about this. You don't have regulations. and you have players with big bags that could come in here and swing and make the market do what they wanted to do, and they don't care about us, the investors that's in it. This is the reason that they create this narrative that we need regulations. So now it's a double win. They've made the money off of us. They've made the markets bleed. Now they've created the narrative. We need you guys to come in and regulate us. Crypto's been going on for years and we haven't had regulations. There's been a multitude of billionaires and millionaires created almost daily. So we need them, yes, because that's going to usher in these big Fortune 500 companies and other big players to come in and dump a lot of money into the market. Once that happens, the prices of a lot of these projects and coins are going to soar, right? And so this is why we tell you now, properly positioning yourself now is not always for right now. When you plant your seed, it's not going to grow your tree right now. Sometimes it happens because of some of the plays that we give and the calls that we give. We have a different vantage point, so we can tell you this will be profitable even in the short term. But a lot of times what we're doing is we're programming you to have yourself positioned for later. Same way they have tried to do with Kathy Woods and specs. Yes, Kevin, exactly. And you guys will see the deeper you get with us, we're dot connectors, man. We're super detail oriented. So we like the dot connect. There's people and places that they put. There's certain people that have ties to other people who have ties to big financial groups. And these guys are basically manipulating what they want to happen, whether a bill is passed or not. They don't need, truth be told, they don't need any laws to do what they do. These people just know money. They know the markets. They know the money and the power that they have. So they can manipulate anything to go their way like that. So we're going to continue to give y'all, spots and futures calls and, different sectors in crypto that you can benefit from and that are super profitable. But you got to kind of start, opening your vision up and start dot connecting, because this is really, really, really going to be important, man. It'll help you in the long term, I promise.
So when you look at, so everybody, you can see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah. So CoinMarketCap is the play. And somebody asked a question about, do we give calls similar to options? So in the VIP, yes. That's one of the things you have to get the training manual is separate. Listen, to be honest, anybody that after this call, if anybody signs up for the VIP, I'm giving you the training manual.
Wow.
Just take that training manual.
Wow. Okay.
One needs the other. And if anybody's in the group already that's trading and that went through the training manual, just drop your experience with it in the chat so the new guys could see, like, you need that. I don't care if you think you don't know. There's a trading psychology that's free. You need that. That's going to help a lot of people in this space just understand, like, you're gonna be motivated by greed when you see certain things, and that's the very thing that's going to destroy you too. And then you're going to be deflated. I go through it, right? I'm sure everybody in the group goes through it. It's just one of those things. As a trader, you have to be able to balance certain things, and that's why I tell guys, when you come in, trade with $1. Like, just get comfortable, but you're starting to understand something new. This skill set today is going to help you tomorrow. Because remember, for now, there's so many groups today since the pandemic teaching us how to trade stocks, right? So you could possibly be that person that already has a skill set 2 years before it even starts. So I think you guys have to understand the power of the information right now. So even if you think, oh, I lost on a couple of trades, it is a skill set where you're going to be able to call yourself a crypto trader, a crypto day trader, right? And then when there's more stability in the market and you know what to look for, you can make a living picking these things apart, right? Super easy. So when you look at CoinMarketCap right here, look, Ethereum down in 7 days. It's been, since last week, it's been down 18%. It already picked up 5%, guys, right? So anytime there's red in the market, look at the green in the last 24 hours. We not the brightest people in crypto. Just think about it. The 4%, people call us dumb. So we are not the brightest people. Why? Because we're in an industry that's unregulated. But listen, my entire life, I've been playing in regulated spaces with my own rules. You know what I'm saying? Risking freedom for certain things that I've done. So this is nothing here. Solana down 31.9%. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. This Solana project, when it gets back to 100, I'm out. I'm the fuck out. I called this blockchain when it was $16 and everybody made money. Even today, if you bought it at $16, I'm not in panic mode for this one. I'm still up. But I'm going to liquidate this. So when you start to get into the VIP elite, we're going to start telling you like, yo, out, in, and then out at the exact levels. Now, whether you do it or not, it's not financial advice. It's up to you. But I'm just telling you that Solana, for me, is number 8 on this list. I have no faith in that blockchain. And then we'll start telling you why we don't have faith in it. And then you'll start to understand and start piecing things together. XRP down 25%, guys. 25%. If you put $1,000 in here, I am telling you, this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. If I want to make 25% of my money by next week, all of this shit is going to be green. That's just how crypto is until it's not green. You know what I'm saying? And XRP at 42 cents right now, it just picked up 6 cents. So it was really down over 32%, which is huge. So you figure even if you would have bought $1,000 worth, you are going to get the 32% back. Historically, go back and look at crypto and you will see it. What I encourage you guys to do is go back and look at these price points. So you can click any project, right? And you can go to historical data. Historical data is going to give you every date of this project, right? And what the price was. I'm just going to show you something. Where are we going back to, champ? 2018.
Let's go to 17.
Actually, market overview, just to save the time. Oh, you see this right here? See, champ knew it intimately. This was one of the best days in life because I held a big bag. Had a bigger bag, right? It got up to I want to say 348.
368.
368. See, I thought it was 348. So guys, we know what we're talking about. This is from 17 and it's still deep in our minds. And look at this here. This was what got me started on my crypto adventure, right? I came into it. I'm like, wow, I'm a millionaire. And then boom, it tanked, right? 2018, that was the Black Swan event. Then I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back from this because it was utterly chaotic, guys. I didn't have a guy like me. There wasn't guys out there like that. Exchanges closed down. I had coins on exchanges. South America were big service providers, all gone, never came back. All gone. So the exchange that you're going to use is probably going to be an American exchange and not these international ones. So when we're using KuCoin and these guys, it's they're asking for KYC, but they're not connected to the United States government. So you're not really trading right now. When you're on Coinbase and Robinhood, you really are trading. It's going straight to the IRS, to the CIA, like everybody. But granted, these guys have already implemented the entire CIA and FBI have an organization where it's all blockchain investigation and they know everything. So the same way that we could appreciate the blockchain showing everything, it's the same way that they're using the data to unfold and find out what's happening, right? Now, the only issue is a lot of wallets aren't connected to people's names, but I can tell you that your Coinbase wallet is connected to your name, your Robinhood wallet is. So they see all of this in real time. So this was at the height of being a millionaire. And this was at the height of not being a millionaire, right? But what this did is this helped me. And then when the lawsuit came, that also helped me too, because it had me open up my blinders a little bit more because I was definitely jaded into a few projects. And now the industry is just totally grown and evolved into a lot of different sectors. So I do appreciate where it came from. So I'm just showing you, when something could go from, to 368 all the way to 60, like we've been here before, right? This is normal stuff in crypto. And then this was probably going to October. If I had to go, it's April 2021. Yeah. So XRP chart is going to go beyond this once mass adoption comes. But I'm just showing you that at 42 cents right now, it's going to pick up another 20-something% within a week or two once the stuff. I mean, barring nothing major happening in the world that's going to throw things off a little bit. But this is just one of those companies that we know intimately. And if you wanted to make quick money, and this is what's going to happen. So anytime there's red in the market and there's fear, Champ and I are going to come to the forefront and we're going to calm everybody down and say, hey, do this. I had guys in my group on the last meeting. I said, guys, that Luna play is going to be a good hedge. Not giving anybody any advice on it, but they knew enough. We had guys that put in shorts on Luna on KuCoin. They were closing them out at 1,200%. They didn't want to pay no more money after it reached 1,200%. You know what I'm saying? they lowered the leverage on us. They did everything, but I'm just telling you that Champ and I have a lot of this information, and there's a bunch of stuff that happens that I can't even get to the people in time because not everybody's positioned in time. So if I put it on the internet, I get more questions about, yo, how do I get it? Then, all right, got it, right? So the Luna situations, I was so proud of everybody because everybody came through and was just like, got it. And I was like, yo, post it. So this is just one of those people things, guys. If you got $50 that you don't mind losing, it's a good hedge, right? That Luna gets back to $1. $100 right now can get you close to 300,000 of these things. That's the one that I'm talking about. This could be the catalyst that can help everybody out, right? Because I've seen it happen with Doge too. The minute people get behind something and it's like, yo, now that Wall Street call was bullshit and what they did, can we pump this company back up again? And I feel that sentiment coming. I didn't go heavy, trust me, I want to, but the times have me nervous. If it wasn't for all the hyperinflation and World War IX going on right now, I'd be all in on this. I'd be all in. But I had guys, I made over 500% on one of my buys with it, right? Because this thing was pumping. Now it's kind of retracing, so we just got to kind of see what's happening. But I believe the recovery plan could be good for them. And there's a lot of players coming with money. And the reason that they're doing this is to show Wall Street that, yo, we're not backing down, because they're gonna snipe at another stable coin. So remember, this has to be government orchestrated too.
All of it.
It was just too perfect, right? So they're gonna start pegging your stable coins. Now, a lot of you ask me, listen, I'm in some DeFi products, USDT. I get it. Tether has a stronghold on stuff. The difference between Tether and Luna's system is Tether does not give a fuck about creating, coins that aren't backed by anything, right? And they have such a stronghold on things. You go look at their market cap right now, ton of money sitting in Tether. So I wouldn't worry about that all so much. And I'm not saying not to worry about it, just be mindful of it. What's happening now is you can see a lot of different pairings already existing, right? So XRP you can buy in Tether, KRW, BUSD. So there's a bunch of pairings. You can put it up against Bitcoin. So there's ways you can invest in these coins without the need of Tether. I'm just letting you know. So if Tether went away, look at all these pairings here on different exchanges that don't matter. You can even do a USD on Bitfinex, which is just cash. So it's like, guys, there's other options to this. Champ and I are going to start. We have to, because it's moving fast. And 2024 is when they're going to implement the that main situation that we keep talking about with those 6 coins. That's when the financial markets are all going to be connected on this digital blueprint, right? It's going to replace the Swift code. Every bank has told you that. Google, Swift code, and you'll see the sentiment is it's over, and these things have already been tested. XRP is the standard, guys. We gave you the first one. It won't make sense now, but in 2025, I guarantee you, and you give us flowers enough now, but I think you guys are going to come back with like some bouquets at that point. And then the other 5 beyond bouquets. You know what I mean? Like, you guys we're going to be 2 of your favorite guys in the world. Right? But so that's a product that's coming out in June. So again, the free Discord, urge everybody just to get in there, just in case, IG and all them start acting crazy. At least you have access to knowing where we're at. The Skype VIP, if you buy today, I'm giving you the book for free, right? So anybody that purchases, I'll see it automatically. You have to sign up in Telegram. I'm going to drop the link to the book in Telegram. Straight
Wow.
away. So the book is normally $75. So you have 1 month, you have 3 days where it's free. You got a $75 book that's free, which is basically a month and a week. But you have a skill set, guys. You got to understand this. You're investing in a skill set for the future. So if you think about the amount of stock traders that are in the world right now, people make careers out of trading stocks. You have the ability to come into a market and first understanding crypto, right? So I'm not teaching charting in that, right? A lot of guys are asking for that. We're working on it. It's just, if I get into that, it pulls me away from growing the university, because charting is something in its own. I am in the works with working with someone currently, and we're going to bring a teacher in to the university to offer that course in charting. And then once you have that, you come back, because charting is one thing, but understanding the crypto space is another, right? So when you know how to read information, there's some fundamental things from the charts, and then there's just some things that are just like it's just kind of timing and information when it comes to you. So the same way that we knew we could short Luna, even as Luna was dropping, you dropped that short in there, and I'm telling you guys, it was disappearing and closing us out at 1,200% because they did not want to pay anything past that. So we're talking about if you put $1 on that Luna call at 1,200% on a 3x, you made thousands of dollars on that call. This is going to continue to happen. So for every time that Wall Street snipes us, tune in, right? We're just going to put the play out. If you're not in position, I'm not explaining anything anymore. I'm giving it past fall. Once we have all these products in place, I'm no longer answering any more questions about anything basic because it puts me in a space of not growing and elevating. So for 6 months, I've been building this campaign, not really making personal money, and being stuck in a place where, and I wouldn't say not growth, because I'm very appreciative of you guys even just being here. But Superman still needs to recharge at the end of the day, right? Because the industry is moving quick. And then Champ has his own stuff going on too. And it's like we were really pulling too much to offer support to a one-on-one that I feel wasn't done correctly. And I'll take full accountability for that, because there's different styles of how people learn. Right. And we've been picking up on that by doing the free 15-minute consultations, and everything has been foundational. So 30-day foundational plan, coming in, understanding what crypto is. By the time you leave, you'll understand the aspects of crypto. You'll hear all the stories intimately from Champ and I, not just the ebook, but we're going to go over the ebook. But I think when you start that, people like me, people like Champ. When we talk, I don't see it. I didn't sign up for popularity.
Right.
That's never been my thing. But when I read the messages, I'm like, wow, okay, my duty is a lot greater. So the one-on-one is a 30-day boot camp. You'll have homework. You'll have access to Champ and I in the rooms. If you can't make it, you'll have the replay, right? And then you'll be able to be properly set up and ready to go. And then from there, once you graduate that play, you have options. You can come into the VIP or you can come into the elite, right? But at that point, I just know that I've nurtured you as much as I've poured everything in you from a beginner standpoint that I didn't have, and you will be an expert. So this thing will turn from Chinese to English in 30 days, guaranteed. And less than that, actually, because my first group, they didn't have anything near what we're about to give you guys, and they figured it out. But for now, there's still accountability, guys. So it's not going to be 30 days of not putting in work. You're going to have homework assignments. It's a prerequisite. So meaning the last course is a build off the other course. So if you miss something, don't come in the group holding us up on something that we went over already, right? At that point, I'm gonna have to put you on mute, and then you got to play catch up. So there is going to be a level of commitment to be able to understand this in that short amount of time. And it won't even take 30 days, but it's just a month to be able to just, run everybody through the gamut. And then we'll have a new course set. And we're not going to put a lot of people in these courses. So once you sign up and we reach our cap, then we open it up to the next month. The next group has to come in. But I think once you guys graduate, you'll have a better understanding of where you go in crypto and what you decide to do, because we'll give you, we'll position you, and then you decide from there. So I just want to hear from some guys on some newbies and current guys with just, what your take has been with Champ and I since late October, November. And we can just raise hands at this point.
Kev, I definitely want Kev is one of our newer joiners, but he's part of the fold, and he actively engages with everything, from spots to futures. He keeps super close eye on macro environment and all that. So Kev, is he still on the call?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So Kev, if you don't mind, can you answer that, please?
Yeah, I mean, everything that I've gotten out of this group since I joined back in December has been spot on. Like, just even the casual conversation about how the market works, and what was going to happen, it's all happening right now. And I came into this space coming from knowing the stock market a little bit and being still slightly a beginner in that, but I didn't know a lot about the crypto market. And in these last 5-6 months, I've learned so much easily. easily. And the biggest thing that I learned to do is do your own research also, and that's helped. If you engage in the different groups, when we was on Telegram or in Discord, if you just read the information that's put out, that'll lead you on the right way. And everything that you guys put out has really, really helped. And I have a full-time job as well. I'm luckily able to still dabble in the market while I'm working at my full-time job. But everything that you guys give out, I mean, you can work around it. Like you can go back and do the research. It's all there. A lot of stuff is pinned. You can go back and check it. And all the videos have replays. Videos have replays. You can go back and watch the videos. No matter how long it is, you can go back and watch them. And they give out a lot of information. So over these last couple of months, this is the best group. And at the price that I'm getting, to be in this and all the information that you guys give out with the meetings like this, is invaluable. So I appreciate it. I hope everybody on here actually knows, like I said, I've been here since December and I've made some money and I've had to use some money in my different situations, dealing with the economy. But like I said, I'm always learning. And I'm always learning how to do things. And I really, really appreciate this group for everything they've done.
Man, really appreciate that.
And listen, Kev's coming with some experience in the stock side too. So, Kev offers a lot of insight because there's things that affect us all. So when people are talking on certain days, or there's the congressional hearings and things like that, like all of it affects the markets. So Kev is that one guy that's going to drop and say, hey guys, listen, earning reports are coming out. And these are the things that affect not only the stock market, but the crypto market too. So they move similar, right? Because it's pretty much kind of the same players. Even though there's a ton of retail investors in crypto, there are still some major guys that can cause a lot of damage. Elon Musk being one of them. He can do whatever he wants at any point and make things go and not go. So with that said, if he can complete the purchase of Twitter and go private, it wouldn't be a bad idea right now with Dogecoin, guys. If you don't have any and you missed that first wave, to maybe grab a little bit of it. That still is a people situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a super fan of the guy, but I'm not against the guy either. I just think what I think, but I'm just telling you that he's a guy that he throws out little crumbs here and there. And those little crumbs make him billions, and they could also make us a lot of money if we're positioned correctly. So I would tell you guys, if you don't have any Doge, pick up a little bit and just keep it there. That one is he's gonna integrate that into a lot of things, guys. I have that feeling. Anybody new on here? And I know there were some people that might have just signed up yesterday. Yeah, if you did, just message me because that's special. I'm not gonna be that force you to buy it, but not going back weeks ago. It's a totally different situation. It's an investment. It's a book that is, once you get through it, you'll have a good understanding of this futures market, which I feel would be one of the biggest markets, newest markets in our financial space globally, right? Because this is a world product. This isn't just for the United States. So does the group provide info on how to use your crypto?
I was just answering that.
Yeah, so that's perfect. So the Skyton Elite is going to be that group where I'm actually teaching real estate in the Skyton Elite, right? So we're gonna show you how it's going to be integratable between the two. I'm working on NFT projects for my own real estate projects and stuff. So you'll get an intimate look. It'll trickle down to the VIP group too, guys. So don't worry about it if you're just in the level 1 VIP group. But the elite VIP would have more. It'll be more engagement on the real estate side as opposed to me telling you. You'll actually be seeing it. And we'll have deeper discussions. So yes, on the elite group, when we have our open calls, those would be days where, Champ and I have a set conversation, but for the most part, it'd be you guys, bringing things to us prior to what you want to hear, and then we'll curate it and make sure that it it's part of that. So that's a monthly reoccurring. So we have a lot to catch up with. And remember, these industries we're still growing, guys. They're still new. This is why I didn't go too deep with like NFTs and things like that. Like if you watch the NFT market now, it is totally trash. That's going to be the biggest one to wipe out the most wealth. It's going to be the NFTs. But again, it's, and I tell my students, the guys buying those crazy NFTs either have a lot of money and they're just, it's just kind of art collectors anyway, and it's what they do to hide money. But for the most part, it was a lot of guys holding a lot of ETH and Bitcoin from back in the day. That's just, they're just throwing money around at this point because there's nowhere else to put it, right? Because nobody really wants to liquidate their crypto. You tend to want to grow it more. So in the elite, and if anybody's in those DeFi projects, you start to realize we did have a conversation with how you grow it, right? Because I've been hearing rumblings of groups like they want debit cards to make purchases, and I'm just like, but that we're not in this for these long-term, short-term purchases. So I'm showing guys like how I made, X amount of profits from one of my DeFi projects, and I've already made the money back flipping it in futures. And then, so even if the lights go out on those things, you're able to still make the investment that you got out of it work for you. So I bought some crypto, some NFTs that are way below market right now. And this is the time to do it. So as you're making these profits in the DeFi, you could then move it. So the elite would have access to how we're moving it, right? And again, I'm not here to tell you where to put it. I'm just here to give you the information and say, listen, and I never teach you anything that I'm not invested in, just so you know. I will never put something in front of you guys that I haven't. And Champ would tell you, we will blow some money on some of these projects. And it's not until we check all the dots, and it's still dealing with risks, no matter what. Everything we do in crypto is risky. Even the XRP buy is risky, right? That's the lowest of the risks, right? But then you get to some stuff where it's like high risk, high reward. You just have to be right once. You know what I'm saying? Start with 100, grow it. Start with 50, grow it. Some of them have minimum, some of them lock you in. So, not everybody's going to come on this ride at the right level, but we're going to start to open that more up in the elite group. The DeFi space is definitely one of the biggest spaces, but I would tell you this, guys, before regulations come, this is going to be one of the most lucrative spaces, but it's also going to be one of the most sought after spaces for scammers, right? So this ain't for the lighthearted. Pull them profits. Them lights can go off, they go off, move on. Psychology of trading, read it. Don't get too heavily invested in something. Pull your profits. I don't care how much they compounding or how much they offering you. You got to know we can get the money back quick. I've had projects where I got my money back in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later, they're not around. But it's like, all right, who was smart? So again, the elite is going to take you to another level, but everybody has to go in through the VIP first, because that's the first group. And then from there, the elite is just a bonus add-on, because a lot of my current VIP members are going to move to the elite, once that launches. So it's kind of a subgroup, but the prerequisite for elite is regular VIP, which is important to position yourself now. Guys, this is the time. If anybody can get into this VIP now, I'm just telling you, I'm going to give a couple plays today, and Champa gives some too. Just go right to CoinMarketCap. You don't have to be a genius. Look at the 7-day, look at the 24 hours. You start to see red in 7 days, right? Because the entire market was down, and you're starting to see green now. The math. What Champ and I know that you might not know is just the historical history behind it, right? Luna is a shot in the dark. But the other ones, they're going to pick that money back up again.
Without a doubt.
So being part of the VIP now is important, because you're gonna get the $50 back when it comes to this type of trading right here. And then is anybody in the group just talk about the DeFi product if they can, that you're in? Fabi? She's still on?
Yeah, she on. She's muted. Let me see. Hey, Fabi, you still on?
She's at 1 second.
Oh, she said 1 sec.
Anybody else in the DeFi products?
Roller, you in? I think Roller might be in.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with y'all, man? Huh?
Bad connection.
Andrew, your connection is bad.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I had to get away from the kids. But yeah, I'm in two of the DeFi plays. One of them, I don't know if you want me to share like how much. I'm a small investor, still new, don't have much to play with, but it's still been amazing with the little amount that I've been able to put in.
Mhm.
I've been in both DeFi projects. It'll be 3 weeks. I've already made back my first investment on the first one, and I'm almost there on the second one. Altogether, weekly, I bring in $604 between the two projects. And for me, it's been amazing because I've been a part of the group since November, and there's been specific coins that after Champ and Steve introduced them to us, I was like head on researching, really interested in them, love the projects, and just my goal investment in them. It was a little harder to reach that goal because, life and the economy today, finding some extra cash on the side to put into my investments quickly isn't easy. So I traded futures. I'll make my little like $50, $60, put that into my spots. And then when the DeFi projects came around, I'll just give you a simple example. XRP, obviously, we're hearing from the gurus now that this is one of the protocol projects that we definitely want to position ourselves in. And so right away after my first week in both DeFi project, I was able to lock in a really nice investment on XRP. And now, 3 weeks later, I'm good. I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. This is how much I wanted in there. And now from here on out, I just take some of my profits with the Luna play, same thing. And it's just now I don't feel like, oh, I got to figure out, with our income, like where can I find a little bit of cash to support my investments? Now I have these DeFi plays. It's a no brainer. So it's been amazing. And no matter how much you have, you're going to make money. I mean, the first one I put $500. That brings me $100 a week, and I've already made it back, and I compound it. And I'm looking this next ride to get to $1,000 a week. I have some more money to put in now, combining the profits from both plays.
Is it who we got? Bobby, thank you for that. Kanisha.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes. Hey, I just wanted to say I'm new to the group, but I feel the information that y'all giving out is well worth more than $50. So it's definitely an investment. I do have a question on the 30-day, because I was going to go ahead and set up the one-on-one call because I'm kind of ready to get started. So should I do both? When is the 30-day course going to roll out, or should I just still book the one-on-one so I could go ahead and get started? Because I have a couple of dollars where I could, I'm ready to kind of get started. But I am not totally lost because I'm visual. So I've been jumping on every Zoom call and I'm kind of learning the lingo as y'all talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at the, at the coins y'all suggestions. So I'm kind of confused because I didn't know about the 30-day. I know you just said that's something y'all gonna roll out. So what's
So
your best advice?
Yeah, it's coming. So book the 15-minute consultation.
I already had one. I mean,
Okay.
more the in-depth one. I'm talking about like the
the 45-minute one. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. You're gonna need both because in 45 minutes we won't be able to cover everything that you need as far as a one-on-one.
Gotcha.
Like you can definitely get a head start. If not, I would say the 30-day situation is gonna be one of those where it's gonna be more robust. And like I said, you have us, so you can access something immediately, right? Because that's the thing. Sometimes when you take these online courses, a question sparks, and then it can't be answered in that moment. It could be a little tough, right?
When does the 30-day course start?
We're actually trying to launch it in a week.
In a week. Okay. So in the meantime, if I want to get started, go ahead and just book the 45-minute one, so I can at least get started.
Get yourself positioned, right? Because what's going to happen in the next week or so is we're going to start giving out those spots on these lower entries.
Uh-huh.
to say, hey, listen, the money's going to start, and the money's starting to roll in now, guys. Just so you know, the volume is picking up. I'm following it a lot. Yeah, it's
So,
we're one breakout away from it coming back again.
okay, so to take advantage of some of these like long, like these plays y'all put in, I even seen one for this morning that Champ put in. How would I get started? Look at me, I'm ready to get started. Like, how do I I don't to get started like with the plays. I have the KuCoin account and everything, but I'm a little lost on how to set up the plays because it's kind of like options. It's similar to options of stocks. Am I correct? Because I see you put in the stop loss, you put in the entry, where to get out at. It's on the same lines of the options with stocks. It's just crypto. Am I right? Or am I?
Yeah, you're correct. But again, some of these plays here are going to be for long term. It depends. The short term would be like, listen, if XRP is, for me, XRP being down 30% doesn't mean I sell when it picks up at 30%. That's
Gotcha.
not the point I would do that to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But there could be another coin there like Near Protocol. Near Protocol is down almost 40%. Right. So if I put $1,000 in, I know that when the volume comes back in, I'm going to make 40% on that money based on historical data of Near. So we're going to have some short, and then we'll tell you like, listen, this is a short one and this is a long one.
Gotcha. Okay. And just want to drop a little bit of encouragement to maybe some of the people in the group who haven't signed up. I recently, a few months ago, spent $5,000 for a course to learn stocks. And I haven't really made a whole lot of money, but I still found value in paying this guy for this course because I was like totally lost, didn't know about the E-trades, I heard about it on TV, but didn't know. So even with that, I still haven't made a whole lot of money. But the point I'm making is you have to spend money to make money. You got to invest in yourself. So what y'all asking $50 is like so minute. I paid 15 grand to learn real estate. I renovate homes full time here in Atlanta. And I paid this guy 15 grand for a mentorship program. And I've been successful thus far. And I made that money back 20, 30 times. So I just want to say $50, you guys. I spend that on parking when I hang out in Atlanta. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, no shade. Like, we have to put our priorities. Women, we buy hair weave, we go buy wigs, $600 wigs. You know what I'm saying? You have to, $50 is nothing.
Absolutely.
No matter what the financial situation is. This is not to discredit anyone because everybody's financial situation is different. But you might want to chill on the cable bill this month because this information that y'all giving is way worth more. I just told the prices, 5,000 for a stock course, 15 for a real estate mentorship. You get what I mean? And so Steve, you in the real estate, so you know the value of real estate. So 15 grand, some people are like, oh my God. But the amounts of money, I'm telling them, hey, I'm making 80K off a profit of a flip. What do you mean? Do you think I cared about giving dude 15 grand? You know what I mean? So I just wanted to share that. So that's all.
Greatly appreciate that, Kay.
Yeah. So guys, listen, we know what the price of the stuff that's going on out there, $3,000-$4,000 a month. Right. Yeah, I'm just telling you, we're just prepping you guys because part of the pricing for me was really to make it accessible for everybody. Now people say, oh, why don't you give it for free? It's just like, listen, people don't pay attention when it's free. Right. Because I did free for years. Champ did free before I knew him. We poured into so many people and they got nowhere. Most of them. Champ has made a few millionaires out of his guys. And so have I. But for the most part, that free shit don't work. I've been yelling at the top of the mountain, but it's like you can give somebody the plays, but if they don't have the exchange, it's like they'll never even know how to put it together. But I can tell you that in a few more years, those guys are going to come back around again. And it's just going to be too late. Nothing I can do. I'm not giving you my shit. Talking about back then it was like 12 cents, 7 cents. Yep. Those were the entries. Andre, what's going on?
Hey guys, just wanted to make a point. Actually, Kanisha pretty much said exactly what my sentiment that it's two parts. So I'm in both two of the three DeFi plays right now. They're going great. It's been, I think, 2 weeks since I got into both of them.
Yep.
Already over 25% on both of them. So that's over $1,000 on each. And for me, I'm a guy that I'll pay for education because I'm a learn how to fish kind of guy. So once you teach me how to fish, and just from this week alone, with Champ just digging into what happened with Luna and all of that stuff, it's worth every single dollar. that I could have spent to understand more of the market because I'm new to the crypto space. And having access, like what Kanisha just said, having access to the education is more important in the long run than making a quick money right now.
Absolutely.
And I vetted lots of people because I paid for tons of courses for different things in different areas, mostly financially related. But I met Steve at an event and I've spoken to Champ on the phone, and these guys know what they're talking about. They understand their space and they understand the overall market. I think that's the most important part. You got to see the big picture to know where to walk and to turn and to cut and to go. And it's huge. It's huge. So if you haven't got into the DeFi space, because for me, I think the DeFi space is probably the biggest space for me personally, because of I understand how the arbitrage and how the money works. And it's they're gonna shut it down, is what I'm pretty much saying. So if you didn't get in yet, figure it out and get in before they cut it off, because they don't want everybody to be rich. And thank you, Steve, for all of the time and extra conversation you've given me. And thank you, Champ, for just doing all that research, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys. Is everybody seeing my screen right now?
Yeah, yep, we can see you.
You see Swap Next?
Yep.
All right, so here we go. Listen, so this is one of my accounts. I got a lot of them. So this is in one of our DeFi projects. This one started in 4/18 and 4/15. So you can see I put 1,000 and then another 1,000 3 days later. So we could use the 18th for that. And then on the 20th, I had withdrew 1,500. So I'm in for 2,000. I took out 1,500 already. Mind you, that 1,500 I made has already, it's made me money already. So I'm whole from this project, not from them, because I'm still technically 500 in, right? Now go back. Started with $2,000, pull $1,500 out. Currently, the account is up to $9,085, guys. From $2,000 and pulling out $1,500. I'm already up to almost $10,000. By today, it would definitely be $10,000. So this is one of the DeFi projects that we're talking about right here.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, they are upgrading the system for SMS, so we're unable to withdraw. And this is the part that can have a lot of people nervous. So from what I heard, this company has done this before. The SMS has always been an issue. Even when I first started with them, there's times where I didn't get the code, or, things were a little whatever. So the company has told us that they've ceased the withdrawals until the SMS is actually completed. Since they're doing a transfer, we have heard of people internationally in this that have been pulling. So they've been showing verifiable, people have been doing screen records showing that the withdrawals are going through. So that's cool. I'm okay right now. But just showing you the power of DeFi. This one pays 3.3% a day. I went in with $2,000, guys, in less than a month, right? Because we're talking about the 15th and the 18th. So I'm 1 month for 1,000, right? And then I have 3 more days. So in 3 more days, this would be the full situation. If I didn't pull the 1,500 out, then 9,985 plus 1,500. So I would be up to like 11.5 right now on $2,000. All the interest compounding, and then on top of the affiliate tiers bringing people in under me, that's another thing that pays commission. When you guys make money, I make money, and that's kind of the scenario in the DeFi world, right? This is how these guys build these large liquidity pools, is by offering good incentives for you to tell people. I've seen these things go from making money to not making money, and it really just depends on the person that you sign up with and what their what they go into, what the intentions are. So even if somebody was going to do what they call a rug pull, meaning they're going to set this up to steal the money, they tend to like to build it to a point where it's like, all right, enough's enough, we're out. But in the time for building, you could also make money on these projects if you're pulling the profits out. This is what we teach all our students. If you're pulling them out in real time, you can minimize the amount that you lose, and you could also make great money. Right? Because I could pull out the 10 grand once everything comes back up again. And it's like, okay, I made in 1 month on $2,000, I made over 11.5, right? And there's a bunch of these in crypto happening. So it's a matter of, when Champ and I go through it, or when the projects are presented to us, we kind of look for things that show us signs of things that we've been in. And I get into some, even knowing that it's going to be a rug pull, I would call it high risk. I've been open and honest with you guys. I'm not part of these. So I can't tell you that, I know the owners and things like that. And then I usually tell guys, I would go with this one before this one and just give my opinion. There's another one called.
You want to show them swap?
Yeah. Are you seeing my screen now?
Let me see.
Or is it still?
Yeah, I can see your screen right now.
You swap?
Yeah, do me a favor. Well, I think I got it right here. I'm gonna drop your link in the chat for swap next. I'm about to drop it.
This one, guys, honestly, is one of my favorite, and it's new. And the reason I like this one, and I'm encouraging everybody who's in to get into this one, because even with manual trading, you could I have the ability where I can see what's happening, right? So you notice here,
Got it.
can everybody see the screen? I'm not hearing anything, so I don't think people can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, cool. So this swap next is a crypto arbitrage. So you can either manually put your trades in, or you can do an auto trade where they have packages, 30 days, 45 days, 60, from 30 all the way up to 360. And they lock in your initial investment. With the manual trading, they don't. But I think what this does give us is an inside look to like how crypto arbitrage works. And I like that aspect of it. So this is which account is okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is one of my accounts. So I have 120 on this account, right? So here you can see this is set to Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin on Binance is going for 29,953. Now, if you try to look on coin market cap right now for Binance, it's going to show a little different. What happens with crypto arbitrage is these guys are buying over the counter. And what over the counter means is they're basically buying direct and not from the exchange. Because if I try to duplicate this on the exchange and buy on Binance to sell on Coinbase Pro, you see the difference in price? By the time I buy it on Binance, I'm going to have a fee assessed. By the time I sell it to then move it, by the time I move it to Coinbase.com and sell it, I'm paying a fee to move it to Binance. And then I'm paying a fee in Coinbase. In Coinbase Pro, I'm paying a fee. So by the time you do all these little fees, you're almost closer to washing it. So you can see one exchange has it for 29, the other one has it for 30,000 already. So on a manual side, what you're going to look for is you're going to look for the lowest price and you're going to look for the highest price. And you're going to pair them together. The system is going to do everything else for you, right? So right now I entered a 120-day play, right? $2,000 was the minimum. I started with 2,000 on this one, and I'm already up. And look, I started on the 12th, guys, right? So I'm already up 23.27. So $327, but there's more money to this. So I messed around the other day and I did this compounding interest, not realizing, and this is why it's good to have people in your corner. When you do the compounding interest, yes, you can make more money, but the problem is the company locks in the compounding interest into your initial investment. So I won't be able to touch that until 120 days. And I didn't realize that until 3 days in, right? So I just turned it off. And in 2 days, I've made over $300 something, but the money that I've made prior to that is basically being locked into my initial investment. So right now I'm averaging about, and this is the great part about the instability in the markets right now, is that there's so many price discrepancies in different markets because of the volatility in crypto. So I'm actually making more money in arbitrage this week. I have one with XRP. XRP actually was paying over 1% and 2%. So you have to understand arbitrage is small movements between two price points, right? But if you do the movement 3 or 4 times, that could be the 1% or the 2 or the 3% that you make. So this particular plan gives me 5 trades per day automatically, right? So what I picked was Tether to Bitcoin back to Tether. So it's basically finding the best price of Bitcoin using my Tether to then give me back to Tether after, right? So again, I'm going over this really quick, but just letting you guys know that this here will give you a good look into how arbitrage works. Whether or not this company is going to be around, I don't know, but I can tell you that if anybody knows the FTX owner of the exchange, this young kid made billions of dollars creating this arbitrage system because he saw the need for it. And if you could run enough money through this, and enough volume at, 1%, and you do this 10 times, that's 10% on your money. And this could totally happen because I would scalp trade on KuCoin. What scalp trading is anytime there's a low, I would buy it. And then anytime it raises, I would sell it. You would see 3 or 4% differences all the time in crypto. That's just the way the market works. So when you start with $1,000 at 3% a day, that's $30 a day, and then $30 times the 30 days or 31 days, you're basically in a month at 3%, you're basically getting your money back in a month. These are all things that we're going to start putting in the elite group. And the reason I'm separating it from the VIP group is, like I said, the VIP group is a lot of information that's given. It's the access to the trading, but the elite group is somebody that wants to, you want to take it to another level. In these times right now, guys, things are getting tighter in everybody's households, and we understand that, but this is a good way to offset the savings, because anybody that's saving right now, you're just waiting for something to happen. And you're losing by keeping it in the bank anyway, because you're not making 3%, not even in 3 years can you make 3% at a bank, traditional bank. Even on the highest yield savings, they're not giving you 3% a year. So another part of the elite group that I wanted to tell you about, so with my relationships with Herman and other guys in other sectors, I'm able to bring the knowledge that they give me, and mainly from the funding side. So I just got a, let me stop this here. So American Express is one, and you kind of see it here, right? So every day I'm getting these in the mail. If you have good credit, guys, you'll start to see a lot of this stuff coming in. People just need, these financial institutions need to make their money keep moving. So I just got a 25K loan from Amex. I've been watching that loan for like a couple months now. They've offered it to me. I've just been passing it. So it went from 10% interest. It was like 10.85. And I thought about it, right? Because I can make a couple moves with it. And that's a year, right? The stuff I make is per day. You know what I'm saying? So they end up dropping it from 10% to 3.84%. So these are all things that you're going to get in the elite group. So when guys say they don't have access to money, if you have credit, and the way that Herman teaches you guys how to turn cash to credit, and I get it. A lot of you guys feel more comfortable going into a tangible space, buying a truck, buying a car for Turo. Got it. But a lot of those industries, guys, those are, it's just one way to make money. And a lot of industries are slowing down now. So I know a ton of guys sitting on trucks. And if anybody's here with a truck, just let me know how business is going for you. And if anybody's on here with Airbnb, I'm interested to know too. So for Airbnb, I've been in it since 11. I don't have any now, but a lot of my guys that are in now are like, listen, I was getting booked in 7 days a week. Now it's going back to what it used to be, which is Friday, Saturday, Sundays being the top. Andre, what you got? So if anybody has Airbnb or truck and they're in both, please chime into the group, and I'll pick on you. So Andre, go ahead.
No, sorry, my hand was up from before. I just took it down.
All right, so Fitz, I know you have some trucks and you have Airbnb possibly, right?
Right. No, so I actually I just rented it out regular the property that me and you had spoke about, but the trucks, I actually sold my my semi truck. But if you like, we obviously I live in Philly or whatever, but we go back and forth to Jersey all the time. Like if you pass by Arrow, right? Arrow's in Jersey is probably like near Tacony, whatever the case may be. A couple months ago, they didn't have a truck on the lot. Like now the lot is packed, and that is just so many signs that show like, what's to come. You know what I mean? Like truck sales are going down. Even the car market bubble, like that's starting to slow down because, like you said, like everybody knows what's coming. Recession is coming. Things are getting tough, whatever the case may be. So those are just like some early signs. Like everybody trying to get rid of their truck and get out, or whatever the case may be. So, that's just one of the biggest signs I want to point out to people.
Listen, this is straight from the horse's mouth. Fitz has been with me and Fitz is integral in even introducing me to Herman. So I want to thank you, Fitz, for everything you've done, right? Because it really started off me helping, right? And Fitz always asked me in the beginning, like my friends would say, hold on. Yeah, he'd say, like, I guess people around him would say, yo, why is this guy doing this? And clearly we were put together for a reason, right? So a lot of times when you're just giving away value, yeah, you may not see what you're actually doing, but in meeting Fitz and introducing and bringing him out to a private dinner I was invited to as my guest, we sparked a relationship. He introduced me to Herman, which then got me to most of you guys. So it's like, it's the world showing you the signs of where things are. But as I'm watching things, all these industries, I could have taught real estate when it was at its highest peak. But what I didn't like was I didn't like the way that it was being presented to people, right? And I watch guys make a killing, but then I also watch guys not go back to assist their people when the rents weren't being paid during the pandemic. And, so it's part of that. So Steve looks at the long play. Steve likes to really protect his students and mentees. So when I really call myself a teacher, I'm like, it's no joke, it's legit, right? It's really giving you guys everything that I have with wanting to protect you guys. So when I seen all this money coming in and all this business financing, and I see it going to, to places that I know that these industries are going to be crippled. You guys got to understand, when you came into the stock market 2 years ago, you weren't looking like a genius, guys. This shit don't move like that. It was Donald Trump, it was the pandemic, and it was where we're at now. Like, things are at 50% discount. If you have money, you buy these, you buy into these tech companies, these companies that you think is the future, they're going to pick it up and then some when we get out of this. The only difference is we have a lot to get out of, and crypto is going to be the space that's going to assist in this reset that we need to do. Justin, what you got?
What's up, bro? Hey, just want to thank you and Champ, man, because y'all gave a lot of game out in the last few days. But this thing came kind of full circle for me. I started following Herm, and obviously with the business credit and all that. And I'm actually in his mentorship. Y'all gave a talk a couple of days ago. That was solid. So yeah, it just came full circle. So pretty much got my credit straight, was able to use some funding to actually get some funding to actually buy the mentorship. And then that's what led me to y'all. And I haven't even bought any VIP or anything yet, but I've been able to just position myself. I messaged Champ the other day and showed him that I got the XRP. And I bought the ledger, I bought the manual y'all gave out. And I'm just in position. I haven't even bought anything yet.
Right.
So I mean, I'm getting ready to, but it's just to show the people, man, like you can learn a bunch just off the free game. And I'm sitting here in my Airbnb right now. I got a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in North Carolina. It does pretty well. The rent's pretty low, so I'm able to profit about $1,200 a month. I am looking to expand it a little more, but like you said, with everything that's coming, I'm taking it slow. But yeah, that's just my situation right now.
Justin, are you seeing any decreases from when the money was flowing, traffic-wise, to your Airbnb, or has it been still the same?
So my store, I mean, my joint's been booked. Like, I mean, I'm booked like 28 out of 30 days.
Perfect.
It's just this area, RTP, kind of, it's a lot of business professionals, nurses, and doctors and business people. So I mean, this area is kind of hot. But yeah, that's what's going on with my situation.
Yeah. So again, Airbnb, if you're in a hot area with medical professionals, like things where this, some industries rely on like the parties and fun, Georgia, Atlanta, I'm telling you guys, be careful, prep for that. Kanisha, I'll chime in on you and you'll be next. They're passing a lot of laws out there with one, you needing to be a resident of in-state, then paying fees, and then going in front of the boards to make sure that you alert neighbors. And I'll be honest, if an Airbnb wanted to move next door to me, where I live with my family, I ain't going for it. I'm not going for it. I do not want to see different people in and out. I paid to be in this neighborhood for what I paid for, and it'd be totally bullshit. If I had the opportunity to speak, I would speak out against it, right? Anywhere else wouldn't matter. Get your money. But I'm just telling you that I have 2 kids here, and I need to know everybody that comes in and out of my neighborhood. It's already hard enough. You see all these Amazon guys and things like that. It drives me crazy a little bit. But again, it's just for my security and my protection. I just don't want to see a whole bunch of different people coming in and out of my neighborhood like that. And we're in a cul-de-sac, so it's a whole different setup. Buildings and things like that, it's whatever. Kanisha, what's the play out there? I know you're in real estate. What you got?
Yes. With me being in real estate, I recently got into Airbnbs. I did not get any Airbnbs here in Atlanta because of what you just stated, the regulations, and then people tend to come here to party. So I didn't really want to. A couple of my friends I had a friend who had 10 units and got shut down. They were apartments, of course, but I do have 2 Airbnbs. I have one in Tampa. Tampa actually make a lot of revenue off of that, but this particular apartment complex is under new management, and now they're kind of trying to shut the Airbnb unit down. They're trying to stop it out the complex. totally. You know what I mean? But I do make the money there because I'm attracting business professionals. I do have a unit in Kissimmee where it's slowed up because Kissimmee's kind of saturated because it's so many units, because in Orlando, which is Orange County, the regulations is different. So I actually recently had to sign up with a management company for them to manage the company, which charges me 10%. They have me on maybe 10 different travel sites, and I have been getting a lot of bookings. But the downside of that is I have to pay them the 10%. I guess it's not a downside. They're still helping me make money. So, but it just depends on where you're at. So my goal was to get a whole lot of Airbnb units. But now I'm like, I don't know, because these complexes will say, hey, we're with the scenario, we go in and tell them, hey, we targeting business professionals and nurses. And then you have a new management company that comes in and shuts you down. So it's like you really taking a gamble, you know what I mean, with your money, with setting up the unit, you paying, and some of these units cost more than my mortgage. So it's just like, if you're going to do Airbnb, I personally speaking would just, if you have a home, you renovate, and I personally would just do that, sit on it, you build an equity, and then you don't have anyone telling you, hey, you're going to get kicked out of this unit. You know what I mean? You're able to make money. They can pay your mortgage, and it kind of, works that way. As far as the real estate down here in Georgia, it's still plentiful, but the houses are so, I could go in and get a house for $70K, put 30 into it, and maybe sell it for almost $200K. Those days are kind of like over with. So now I'm finding myself having to spend over $200K for a property, and and it's so competitive. And so we're competing against these big hedge funds who have millions of dollars. So they're coming in and they're not getting it to renovate for profit. They're getting it for ROI, which is return on investment. So they're fine if they're making $200 or $300 a month, and rent from renting it out to somebody else. So that's who we're really competing with down here. So unless you got cash flow like them, that's why I'm in a frantic. I'm trying to figure out how to shift my money, because I got so conditioned within these last 3 years of making constant money with flipping. I'm losing my mind. And people don't know, when you start making that type of money, I left a nursing career. So when I'm able to see my career off one flip, and I'm used to seeing this type of money every 2 to 3 months. And now it's I haven't renovated a home in 3 to 4 months. It gets a little scary. So now I'm thinking of different things. Oh, do I want to do trucking? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? So I just, with research, I'm seeing stocks and crypto is the biggest returns right now. And so that's what really got my interest. It's you know what? I'd rather take a risk with this than to be taking a risk. There's really never no risk in real estate, even with you renovate. And it's just, it costs more money you got to spend more money to make money. And that's really where it's at. And if I depend on hard money, if the hard money lenders don't want to do a deal, then it's I'm not going to take my cash. So it's different strokes for different folks. So for me, with the little money that I do have left, I'm trying to, make my next move my best move. And that's why I see the benefit of put my money in these accounts where it's getting this compound interest. Because like you stated, Steve, I'm not making no money with this money sitting in the bank account. And all they doing is trading my money throughout the day, basically. So I might as well do something else with my money. There is no benefit. Can't even go in the bank and get loans half the time. You know what I mean? So it's just that's where I'm at with it. So that's all I got for that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So listen, I've been unemployed in real estate for a couple of years, just sitting back. I'm a guy that, I have to I'm not analyzing anything right now because none of it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm in Detroit with mine. I had to go, from the Philly area to out of state. The Midwest is definitely where the cash flow is at. Atlanta is just too hot of a market. It's one of the fastest growing markets. I'm headed to Memphis soon, right? Number one places for African Americans to migrate. And I'm building resorts, so that's naturally one of the places that I'm going to do one of my resort locations. So I'm starting to take this on the road. So what happens with the elite group is not only are we going to teach you the funding of how to get to it, but then we're going to talk mainly all things related to business, but within my realm, right, of what I can control. So yes, I'm going to get back into the Airbnb game, analyzing, what areas, what makes the most sense. And with the elite group, we'll be able to NFT a lot of projects. So when you do hold the NFT within the project, or even, setting up a DAO, which is a structure, a formation in crypto, it's similar to an LLC, where you guys could come in and you'll be investing in other projects. So this elite VIP is not for play, guys. I'm telling you, we're going to hit you with the fire. You're going to have ways to make money in crypto, but then we'll have the offline ways where we can all, you guys could all partner within what we have going at the university. So this is where we put pen to paper and we start to execute. I'm being honest with you. I'm not trying to toot my horn, but I am a guy that looks at things a lot differently. I assess all risk. And like she says, you're not going to lose. I don't lose. I've never lost money in real estate. I don't have money sitting in real estate that I put in. When I analyze these projects, if they can't give me back my money and my investors' money and then have money, for working capital, then it's a deal that just doesn't make sense to me. So in these times, everything has to be perfect, right? The cost of materials going up, the damn near your entry cost, we know is higher. So you can't have any room for error in these projects right now. So for that reason, I'm not jumping into any sort of real estate unless it checks off all my boxes. So when you're part of this group, we start to have these talks, right? And with these talks come, this is how people learn. So when I watch guys selling things, it's just like, listen, there's no out the box situation. So if you're sitting in Memphis or Georgia or Philly and you learned a course, yeah, the foundational understanding of the course is cool. But then it's like, listen, why are these people still pushing this Atlanta stuff on people and not really updating what's happening? And that's the part of the teaching that I don't like. Whether they know it or not, that's one thing, but you have to stay abreast of the situation. So when I watch people for the first time investing in real estate with the access to the pandemic money, because the first time you had time, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. They have their hand at it, but I'm like, but this shit's about to hit the fan. And this is exactly what's happening right now. So yeah, my moniker is _guru, which I kind of hate now. I've had it for a long time. And it was given to me. But when you start to, you're starting to see these labels placed on guys that call themselves gurus. But today and this year is going to be where the cream rises to the top. Because when Trump was in office, no matter what he said, it was easy to pick the shit apart. We weren't looking smart, guys. You got to understand, the stock market was way before 2 years ago when Black people got into it. And I'm just speaking to our people now. So this is why I go into my rants. This is not the market, right? These white wizards have been telling you that. They're like, you guys don't even understand how this shit works. You know what I'm saying? Things going up, 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 up. Eventually, they're going to crash. But when you're with smart people who understand how to put, puts and shorts and call against it at the right time, then you start to make money. And people tell you in the group, we do shorts also. So it's like, it's just a matter of positioning. I need the elite group for me. Champ needs it for him, meaning we need to start to separate. And again, there's just levels to it, right? Nothing against it. The VIP is still going to get its treatment and get everything that we ask, but the elite are going to get, something completely different where we start to have different conversations now. Now, Kanisha could bring something to the table from Georgia and we can talk about it and make it make sense. So if she wants to understand how to NFT her next project and turn that into an Airbnb and raise her own capital without having going through the private money route, then so be it. Because I leverage crypto all the time to move it into other sectors. And these are the type of things that we're going to start teaching you in this space. And hopefully my elite guys catch up to speed and then we start to get money offline now, because my biggest thing with crypto is, yeah, it's one thing for you to be digitally a millionaire, but then I need that million tangible and I need it in land. So in June, I'm doing a tour in Detroit, which I did at the pandemic, and I want to kind of do it twice a year, bringing you guys out for you guys to see what I'm doing in the city. Same thing for Cleveland and Memphis and everywhere else I go. There's a lot of information out here, guys, that people aren't giving to you correctly. People also aren't transparent with you guys. So this ain't one of those things where I make money teaching crypto. Nah, I make money in crypto. I teach crypto. Same thing with real estate. I make money in real estate. I don't make money. So there's guys that are making money selling you real estate products. Nothing against it, right? But if you are smart enough to regurgitate information, ask these guys to show you the HUDs. Some of them can't show you HUDs, And for me, it's not about time in the market, because I'm not going to tell you that I've been doing real estate for 20 something years. I could run circles around guys that's been doing it for 100 years. Why? Because I'm smart. I'm just smart. The way I see things is just amazing, and I used to play, I've never really tooted my horn, but I'm being honest with you guys. Not too many people can fuck with me when I touch something, period. I'm just smart, highly intelligent. But I think the gift too is I could bring people along with me and I can make it simple enough for you to understand the shit. right? So that's the importance is that who's leading you, can you really resonate and connect with them? So I'm big about energy. If the energy is nasty, guys, you get your refund, you get the fuck up out. Straight up. I'm not even doing it. I don't, you know, I'm having energy talks with my kids all the time. Our entire house is built on it. Champ knows, he comes into space. Fitz, you've been to my house before. It's energy when you come in the door. If it's not working, it's not aligned, even with this university, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. You know what I'm saying? I see all the panic in different groups. I'm in different Telegram groups, and I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers is weak out here. And weak in the sense of the person moderating it needs to take control of their, you know, that shows the leadership quality of it. Nobody in our group is yelling at each other. Nobody's shaming each other. Like I asked for a cancel button the other day from a group, and motherfuckers went in on me. I'm like, oh, this is the shit they talking about. You know, but I'm not 20 years old, weak, you know, growing up on the internet. I'm 44, built solid, street certified. Now I'm playing this internet game, but you're not going to shame me on the internet and make me like, unfortunate that people take their lives. And I'm not taking anything away from that. It's just, it's a different generation now. But the stuff I've witnessed on the internet, I'm just like, wow, it's unbelievable. You know, my kids are coming up in this system too. So I have to kind of know how this thing navigates, even though I don't take it serious, but it's like, damn, all that, I just asked for how to cancel buttons in the pin message. I tell everybody that's in the ebook that you buy, it's not hidden. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the problems, and I don't need your energy rubbing off on other people's energy. So we keep it clean. We don't bully each other here. Somebody wants to be out, yo, encourage them. Listen, be out. What happened though? I always want to know what happened. What didn't you get out of it? And most of it's just a timing situation. So listen, I just don't have the time to put in. So cool. You want to cut expenses and you want to cut what could possibly make you money? All right. Let me know how that works in 10 years. Like she said, cut the cable bill. That's the shit that's taking time away from people. I ain't gonna go too deep on the rants, but the elite part, I'm telling you guys, the elite group is going to be something special. It's what Champ and I have been waiting on. I just need to level up. I'm just doing too much dumb work right now. I'm being honest with you. It's just shit that I could hire somebody, you know, at basic minimum salaries on the stuff that I'm dealing with. How do you set up a KuCoin? How do you set your security up with KuCoin? And guys, listen, I love every single one of y'all, and love in the sense of like just loving the energy and the fact that you're even with me, not an intimate one. So yeah, if I take the time out to do it, just know that it's taking me away from some other high level stuff that I could be doing. And I don't like it, which is why we're changing the format of it to say, Champ, you know what, let's run them through this ringer. And if you could spend 30 days with us, then you're worthy enough to come into the VIP, as opposed to just anybody that can just come in that's not going to take it serious. Because we want the retention, but we want you to add to the conversation. So when there's 5 guys in the VIP talking on a daily basis, and I got X amount more that's out there, then it's like, I'm not understanding this. And some of my guys just don't want to talk, but they do what they do and they're appreciative of it. I'm not asking for that, but I'm just telling you that when you come into the VIP, it's going to be one of those things where you're called on. Fitz, what's good? What project you got? Oh, you need some funding for it? I got funding for real estate. You know, I have access to that for you guys. I have access to the funding. I have credit cards that you guys can get right now. We have, you know, banks that are giving, you know, interest only payments on certain things. Now, am I going to tell you to put it into something high risk? No. But will I show you other options and avenues that don't follow the crowd? Fuck yeah. So for every truck that these people bought, I'm like, it's bullshit right now. You guys don't even understand how this whole trucking industry is going to blow up right now. Why? Because I follow the ships leaving from China. I've been buying from China before half of you guys were probably even born. Guys under 20. You know what I'm saying? So I know how things move in the world. And when I start to see shit not moving and countries closing off borders to certain things, you got to remember when Trump started this whole close the border stuff, I was all for it in the sense of, listen, we got to take care of home. And this is what a lot of countries are doing right now. So there's a food shortage. Women that need baby food, aisles are empty. I couldn't believe what I saw. Right. And then what did they do the other day? They lowered, and this is just the way the mind works. They lowered the efficacy of the testing for baby food. So it's like, so you're just gonna solve this problem by just putting out some fucked up shit that doesn't have to be tested correctly? Oh, okay, that's the way it works. I honor my wife. She breastfed our kids for over a year. And I'm not taking anything away from you guys, but most of you guys aren't breastfeeding because you need to get back to work. That's the bullshit. Right? And again, there's some things where you have to supplement, but guys, you're about to put poison inside of kids. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. So I teach this crypto thing for more than just crypto. It's a matter of just getting Black wealth, established, and then us knowing what to do with it, where it just doesn't go to the Gucci store the second that we get it, or it doesn't go to Mercedes or wherever else. And again, nothing to it. I'm into those things, guys, but they don't run and control my life now. So I'm able to see it at a different vantage point, and I just think humanity needs this right now. So the stuff I give, the way that we price stuff, and the way that we give stuff away is really my contribution to the world. You know what I'm saying? And if people don't understand like why I'm doing this, is because when this shit burns down, we are all that we have. Like, this government is not coming in with a fix on this one. It's fucked up. So if you ran out of that pandemic money, just know, all right, we got to figure something else out. Let's do the right thing on moving forward, as a culture. And again, it's not a race situation. It's just a matter of like, good versus evil. And I'm just over it right now. I'm over it. Shit is dumb. These white wizards, they fuck everything up. And remember, none of it is built with us in mind. So I'm just telling you that when Champ and I pull this curtain back, it's to give you guys what we're giving you. Right now, the reason that there's a price tag associated with certain things is because our time is valuable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just doing this and learning this shit just to regurgitate it and then not spend time with my kids. I got to offset the knowledge and information I have. And I know I'm positioning you guys correctly. I know it for a fact. So the protocol, it's going to come with a fee. I've had guys that I've charged over $5,000 for that protocol, and it's not going to cost you guys that. I'm just telling you, we've lowered it the closer we get to mass adoption. But they're like, Steve, this is 30K stuff, and I'm like, that's cool, but our people don't have 30K. I'm not trying to have people, mortgage their homes or spend that much on something. But every high net worth individual that I have sat with and taught the protocol, that have bought it and put it on a ledger, see it, right? These are guys that are able to and after you get the protocol, you go ahead and you just keep researching everything associated with those coins, and you start to see it. And they hit me every month. They're like, did you hear about this? I mean, we have a protocol group that we're building out too, and then everybody will be in it. And then that's when the information comes back. It's like, oh yeah, Visa, MasterCard, like how Champ put the circle together with USDC. This is all orchestrated. And this is what the protocol gives you. It is the crystal ball. Like if you want to not do nothing else in crypto, you buy those coins and you lock them away. Every single one of them is under $2. Nobody talks about this shit. But everything in the news would have you not believing that this is it, because they want you to focus on monkey faces and gaming. Huge industries. But I'm cool on the monkey face shit.
Right.
That's just whack.
And then go even deeper behind that. These NFTs and all this good stuff. This is smart contracts.
And I'm stopping this now.
Gotcha.
Video stop.
So this is, and this is just